let me holler at you guys real quick. So I was talking to a guy in my coaching program. He was asking me, like, he got to at the end of the whole thing when he explained it to me, because I'm not going to explain the whole thing. But when we got to the end of it, he was like, how could she spend all this time with me and not give a fuck? Now, this goes back into, and whenever a man says that to me, whenever guys say that, I know that they still don't understand women fully. So here's the thing about men. Men completely love differently. We are the true romantics. And this is all in Rollo Tomasi's book. So go pick up The Rational Male. It'll be in the comments, the pinned comment section on this video. Men will put up with a lot more in terms of their optimism about a relationship. They'll see that a relationship can turn around. They give the benefit of the doubt. Women initiate far more breakups than men do. Men just love differently. We actually view the relationship as an investment, but it is not. Okay, let me explain. So men all think that they have sort of this relationship equity, okay? That we can, say, oh, we've been together X amount of years, 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, 2 years. You owe me an explanation. You owe me time. You owe me extra time to figure this out. Why can't we figure this out? And what men aren't understanding is women are more like, what have you done for me lately? See, a woman can lose attraction to you and fall out of love with you within several weeks, just like they can fall in love with you. Okay, within several weeks. It doesn't take that long. So what happens? What causes this? How does it get to this time, this position? Too much negativity, either too intensely or too much over time. Now, it's that whole did you take out the garbage analogy. Now, what you have to understand is when you're too negative and she views you through a negative lens, you have forgotten or you have lost the positivity in your relationship. There needs to be at least, you guys should have over a 95% positivity rate in your relationship and 5% negative. You guys don't want to be arguing. Don't argue. It creates emotional distance. Men who are good leaders are going to understand communication, trust, boundaries. They understand that fighting doesn't do shit. It's your ego. See, leaders get their egos out of the way. They try to, that was a problem for me for a long time, getting my own ego out of the way. Women are going to lose attraction for you when things are too negative. Now, if, say, for, one super intense thing can make her lose attraction for you too, like abuse, right? So, but usually it comes in the form of you being weak too often in a specific time period. So let's say, for example, you did one thing and it was weak, and then you did another thing and it was weak, and another thing and it was weak, and she's like, oh, what am I doing? Then she talks to her girls, and her girls are like, ew, what are you doing with this guy? Now she's like, oh, well, fuck, now I'm embarrassed because my friends don't even like this guy. My family doesn't like this guy. They don't approve. It's kind of embarrassing when, women want to be able to show you off and be like, look what I got. That's what they want. So do men. Men want to show their girls off and be like, look at this hot piece of ass I got. That's the ego. That is what humans are like. So if she can't say that about you, then there's an issue. And usually that comes down to your individual performance. What I see a lot of men doing is they are treating their relationships and they're treating their lives that they're just not doing enough. They're not pushing enough. They're not masculine enough. They're not ambitious enough. Women want to be able to follow. It's not that they're born always to follow, but when they're dating a man and when they want to mate with a guy, they want him to be a natural leader. He leads the relationship. He's the one that creates the dates and she just wants to show up and look hot. That's all you need to know. When men get to the point where they're wondering what's going on with their women, normally there's too much fighting. There's too many expectations not being met from his end, in his mind. He's like, I did this for you, so therefore you should have done this for me, and you should have known. See, that's a nice guy move. So that's why No More Mr. Nice Guy is one of my very first recommended books that I think you guys should read. So always understand attraction, fellas. At the end of the day, attraction is your knowing it is going to be your best friend. And when you understand attraction, you know attraction grows in space. Attraction grows when you guys are apart. Shout out to Chris Canwell and Develop Attraction. So When you guys are focusing and doing things in your life, your individual life needs to be your main focus and what you put up on a pedestal, not her, not your relationship. And then from there, when you set 1 to 2 dates a week and she's wondering what you're doing and you're actually doing some shit, then you have something to talk about. Then you have something to vibe about. Then she'll be like, oh, this guy's busy. She'll look at you and it'll appear like you're a high value man. And every woman wants to go out that top 20% of men. I talked about this in my female nature video. You don't have to look and be the hottest guy or the tallest guy, right? What matters is your attitude. I've never had a problem ever picking up girls. It's your attitude. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do what I want to do. And then when a woman does come into your life, you care about her. You love her. Everything's cool. But you're never going to put her in front of yourself and your goals. If you work on yourself and you focus on yourself and you are the primary focus, everything else falls into place every time. Because you'll be strong enough to handle whatever comes to you. See, a lot of people got it twisted. A lot of people think child, woman, man. Go watch Elliot Hulse. Elliot Hulse talks about this. Focus on you, fellas. See, we have this societal conditioning that women come first, do shit for girls. Do shit for yourselves. Make yourselves better. Make yourself stronger. Time does not matter. Like I said, and then one more thing. Time does, any women who disagree with me in this, women, when they're in love with you, will tell you that time matters. Okay? They'll say, no, time matters. Like, I've loved him for X amount of years. When they're in love with you. Now, when a woman's not in love with you, she'll be like, why did I waste all this time with you? I wasted so many of my good years with you. Focus on you. Read. Meditate. Focus on your emotions. Focus on your being ambitious. You don't have to focus on being ambitious. That doesn't fucking make sense. Focus on your goals and focus on you. That will create more ambition for you. And then, what do you want? Focus on that and do that every day. Focus on one thing, though. See, a lot of guys they stretch themselves too thin. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to focus on 15 different things. Focus on one thing. You have a long life, but you also have a short life, if you know what I mean. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Coaching's down below. And if you have any questions, pop them in the comments section. I'll probably be doing streams more on weekends where I game and you guys can ask me questions.